Hello, my name is Jonathan Gordon, and I'm going to show you how to use the FAIRmaterialsR package. So to start with, you'll need to install the package using code like this, or you can install it directly from CRAN. Next, you'll need to library the package in. And once the package is libraried in, you can run these two functions here to get documentation about the package. So this one here gives you documentation about the function that runs the package. And you can see all about the arguments and examples. And this one here gives you the vignette for the package, which will overview everything I'm talking about here. The vignette can also be found on CRAN. So the package contains zipped versions of these CSV sheets, these template sheets that you can use. And to access those, you run code like this to unzip them. This code here, which is in the vignette for further information. The package also contains two sets of example filled out sheets for the PV and X-ray ontologies, and you can access those using this code here, which you can find in the examples and the package documentation. So we can run that line. We can see we get a folder path to those sheets. So I have a folder on my local computer here containing 3 different ontologies and all the sheets for them. And we're going to run the package to merge these 3 sets of sheets and then get individual outputs for each of the sub ontologies. So I'm going to save my folder path here. And I'll save a folder path for just one of these sets of sheets too. So we can run the package with no arguments, just the function process ontology files and our folder path, which is saved as a string. It'll take a second to run and we'll get this message that it has completed successfully. And we can go to our folder and we can see that it has added 3 new files. We can open one of these up and we can see here's the turtle file for that ontology. And we also have the JSON and the plot. So now we can run the same thing, but we can turn this include graph value types marker to false instead of the default true. Take a second to run, go back to X-ray sample. We can open up the plot and see what it looks like. We can see that there are no graph value types. But if we were to run the original code again and look at the output, we can see that the graph value types are there. So that's what that argument does. You can see the difference in the graphs. Next, we can turn this add external onto info argument to true instead of its default false. And we can do that and see what the change does. And we can see that we get all these messages in our console. And these are telling us about new information that it is extracting from ontologies on the web. And so we can see it can't access this link doesn't resolve, but to, identifier was added to specimen name. And we can see all this information about things that got added. And if we go to the turtle file, we can see that those things do get updated. For example, here we got an extra label in the turtle file. So if you were to plug that turtle file into WebVal, you would see an updated information in your visualized ontology. Lastly, we can run this on the total of all 3 ontologies. We're not going to add external onto info. That does take, or it does increase the time to run the package a lot. And when we merge, we have to include metadata about our merged ontology. So we're giving it a title, we're giving it a base URI, and we're going to give it a version number. The package will automatically concatenate all of the authors, or the unique authors of all of the ontologies as a default. And if you don't want it to do that for your merged ontology, you can also specify whatever new authors you want in the metadata. So we can run this. It's going to take a second because there's a lot of files it's parsing through. And we can see that good message process completed successfully. And there are 3 new outputs that weren't there before. We have a plot for our entire merged ontology, which we can look at. So here's all of the terms that we used. We also have a turtle file, and we can see that our name is present and all of the metadata that we wanted included, like our version number and our URI, are included. So that's how to use all of the features of the FAIRmaterials package. If all the information you'll need other than this will be found in the vignette, which can be found on CRAN or through the package. And this will walk you through how to run the package just like I did, but in R and in Python, and give you a little bit more information about how to fill out the sheets. There's also a public GitHub just called FAIRmaterials, where you can find all of the code. For more information specifically about the function itself, again, you can run this !process ontologies function, and you can get a description. You can find a link to the template sheets if you don't want to unzip them from the package. You get usage information and descriptions about all the arguments that we saw today. Hope this helps.